Hi there. Can you hear me? No, no te lo como. Hello, can you hear me? Well, I think you can hear me. Well, I think you can hear me. Okay, so it sometimes gets strange. All right. So, how are you today? I was checking the activities that I gave you for this time, and I noticed you are that you are working on the activities that are on the platform. That's good to know. That's good to that you are working on the platform. And I noticed that most of you had uh, good grades on the activity. So today I'm going to explain. I'm going to explain uh, what the activities for this week are, and also give you some feedback. Okay. Hi. Well, I can see Bernardo, I can see Andrea, I can see Carlos Del Puche, I can see Paola Pech, I can see Mauricio Ku, Elisa, thank you very much. Yes, I noticed that most of you have completed the activity. Actually, that's good that most of you have completed the activity. So the activity basically is a review of the activities we have done um, the previous week. It's still demonstrative pronouns. It's still demonstrative pronouns. So this is the activity that we are going to finish. Okay. Hi, Samuel. So this is the only activity that we are going to do for this week. I prefer to give you the new vocabulary next week. So this time you're going to do just one activity, just the demonstrative pronoun activity, which is a review of the previous activity from the previous week, from last week. So there is not going to be another activity, just the demonstrative pronoun, because I prefer that you consolidate this knowledge, that you practice enough with this topic, because hopefully when we come back, we're going to have an activity. Yes, Paula, is this just one activity? Only one activity is the one that we're going to complete. Just a demonstrative pronoun activity. We don't have to do another activity, just this one. Okay, thank you very much, Daniel. All right. So before I start explaining the dynamic for today, I would like to write your name like Daniel. You're going to write your name, my is Alejandro.com, and the word here, as usual. You know this dynamic. It's just to know that you are here watching this class. So can you please write your name? Okay, thank you very much, Samuel. Thank you very much, Daniel. Thank you very much, Andrea. Thank you very much, Bernardo. Thank you very much, Aisha. Thank you very much, Paula. Thank you very much, Carlos. Thank you very much, Elisa. So I think most of you are watching this uh, session. Thank you very much, Mauricio. Okay, so I think most of you are watching this session. So I will show you what the activity for this week is. I know that most of you have complete the activity. Most of you have uh, completed this activity, so you don't have, uh, so you may not have questions. However, I'm going to still show the activity just in case. Okay. So for example, I noticed that 32 attempts. So there might be some people who accomplished the activity. So this is the activity. So you need to complete the the sentences using the options that I give you. For example, I really like, you have two options, this and this. Remember that we use this with singular and this with plural. So you may check what other activity you have. For example, a restaurant. Is restaurant singular or plural? So depending on that, you choose one of these. Like the last week, I decided to give you the some sentences, but these sentences are a little bit more complex than the sentences that I gave you last week. For example, last week you only had to choose one option or complete a short conversation. This time you had to complete more options in a on conversation. For example, I prefer glasses to ones over there. So glasses are plural. So I can choose either these or these, depending on the function of each of these. The same over here. We have that and those. We have ones, which is plural, and there, which means distance. So depending on, okay, it shows distance and it shows that it's plural. So you need to choose one of these. So you need to complete the conversation and you need to complete the sentences. So that's the activity that you are supposed to complete. Okay, sorry, I think there was a problem with my internet. So I lost signal for a little. Okay, but I'm back. All right. So I am here to explain the what the activity for this week is. You only need to complete the sentences using the options that I give you. You don't have to worry that much for the activities. Okay, so in case you have questions with this dynamic, you can write your questions on the comments. Remember that, like Paola did, Paola wrote her question on the comments, so you can do the same. If you have questions about the topic, if you have questions about the sentences, you can write your questions. Okay, I don't know if you can hear me, or if you can, or if you're there. Are you there? Apparently, some people are watching uh, but I don't see. I don't know if you are writing or there is a problem with my internet. Okay, but okay, thank you very much. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I checked the audio. I don't know it. I think it's my internet that is a little bit low. It it sometimes get frozen, like there is no movement and everything gets lag. However, I'm still here. All right. So this is the activity that you needed to do for the week. So, and the only thing that I need you to tell me if you have questions. I think Paola doesn't have questions. Bernardo doesn't have questions. So this is the only activity. There is no vocabulary. There is no reading. Just one activity for this week. If you have, because I prefer to give you this topic, then you consolidate this topic, because when we come back, hopefully, if we are going to come back, I don't know, we're going to continue working on the activities, and you're going to continue working on the on the topics. So you may have a test based on this. So it's important to consolidate this grammar, this this topic. Okay, and next week we're going to look at to uh, a new topic, which is going to be reported speech and vocabulary. These are the activities that we are going to watch next week. We're going to work on reported speech and vocabulary. For example, reported speech. I can say my sentence. I know, for example, who can be? I can say Paola works a lot. I can say Paola works a lot. And then I want to report this sentence. So I can say, I said that Paola worked a lot. Okay, this is a reported sentence. I said that Paola worked a lot. If I say my sentence in present, my reported sentence is going to be in past tense. So if my verb was work, I say worked. Okay, so this is the topic that we are going to look at next week. We're going to practice reported speech and vocabulary unit 8. I prefer not to give you the vocabulary this week because I prefer that you continue working on the demonstrative programming. So I think with this practice is enough. So next week, I'm going to give you the new topic, reported speech and vocabulary. Okay. So I we're going to continue working on this. Okay. Thank you very much, Emiliano. Thank you very much that you're here. It's good to know that you are watching this session. And remember that last class I was working on the grades. So I sent grades to everybody. There was no student who didn't receive his or her grades. And I gave you last class to to ask questions. Maybe you have maybe you have question about your grade. Maybe you have question about activities. I noticed that some people had some problems with their grades, so I checked the grades. So that's why I took this time to correct those grades. Okay, so thank you very much for watching this session, and I would like to know what activities you have been doing because I asked this question 2 weeks ago. Some people told me that we're doing a workout. Some people told me that they were working on some other activities, watching series. So I would like to tell me what activities or what things you have been doing during this period. This period of time, this period of time is called lockdown. Lockdown is a period of time where people is not allowed to go out. People need to stay on here. People need to stay at home. So, what have you been doing during this lockdown? Okay. So, can you please write what activities you have been doing during this lockdown? Okay, I think no one is writing their comments. So, as I told you last class, this is a space where you can work on your questions. You can tell me what your questions are. You can tell me some suggestions. So, okay. So If you don't have question and if you have no doubts, remember the next class we're going to be working on these two topics, reported speech and vocabulary. And I invite you to continue working on the activities from the platform and also to work on the comments. I know that some people cannot write because they are in their cell phone. So if that is your case, don't worry. And uh, if it's not your case, please next time try to participate a little bit more. Uh, Try to answer every time I ask a question. Try to participate in the platform because I know that it's not the same. It's not the same dynamic. In the classroom, we can participate a little bit more. Now you have to write. You have to check your spelling. You have to check your spelling. You have to check your grammar. Okay, so don't worry about it. So if you don't have question, the I will finish the session. Okay, so bye bye.